Hello friends, in this video let us discuss about auto transformer. So what is auto transformer? Auto transformer is a kind of an electrical transformer where primary winding and secondary winding shares same common single winding. So basically it's a single winding or one winding transformer. Now let us go in detail about this auto transformer. Auto transformer here where the primary winding and the secondary winding shares a common winding. So a single continuous winding is used for the primary as well as for secondary. Now there are two types of auto transformer based on the construction. So the first type you are having, so in one type of transformer you are having is continuous winding, that is continuous winding with the tappings can be bought out at convenient points that is determined from the desired secondary voltage. So you can tap at any point on the continuous winding and that depends on the desired secondary voltage at the secondary side. Now in other type of transformer there are two or more distinct coils which are electrically connected to form a continuous winding. So here two or more distinct coils are electrically connected to form a continuous winding. So these are the two types of auto transformers. One is the continuous winding transformer, another is the two or more coils which are electrically connected and which forms the continuous winding. Now the difference between these the auto transformer and a conventional transformer is, so here a single winding is used for both primary and secondary, but in the conventional transformer we are having two distinctly separate windings, that is one for primary winding and one for secondary winding. So the windings employed for the primary and secondary are distinctly separate windings for those purposes, but here only one winding we are using. And in normal or in an ordinary transformer where the primary and the secondary windings are electrically insulated, they are electrically insulated, but whereas in your auto transformer the primary winding and the secondary winding are magnetically and electrically connected, but in ordinary transformer they are electrically insulated and magnetically connected, but here they are electrically and magnetically connected in auto transformer. Now if I say this is here I am having a point A and this is B, and if I get a tapping from the point C of this continuous winding, and this if I represent the winding AB section of n turns, if I say this n turns, then this AB represents my primary winding and the section BC is my secondary winding. So this winding is being shared as a common winding by both your primary and secondary winding. Now let us say a voltage V1 is applied across our primary winding V1, that means my voltage per turns will be, if I say this is N1, so my voltage per turns will be V1 upon N1. And so thereby if I consider my secondary winding, that is BC section of turns N2, then the turns in the winding AC or section AC will be N1 minus N2. Now this is my secondary side and the voltage here will be given by V2 can be given by V1 upon N1 into N2. So from here V2 upon N2 is equal to V1 upon N1. So if you take the ratio of N1 by N2, then it is the turns ratio of a normal transformer and it can be given by K. So now as the secondary ampere turns are opposite to the primary ampere turns, what happens is the current, if I say this is the I2 current, that is a secondary side load current, and if I say I1 is my primary current and V1 is the primary side voltage, and whereas V2 is the secondary side voltage across the load, and as the ampere turns in my secondary are opposite to the ampere turns in the primary, my current I2 is in phase opposition with the current I1. and as basically this transformer is a step down transformer, that means the voltage V2 is lower than V1. That means it automatically implies that the current I2 is higher than current I1. Now as current I2 is higher than I1, the current flowing here will be given by I2 minus I1. That is, the current flowing in the section BC is given by I2 minus I1 because the I2 resulting current, which is the current I2 is having the higher magnitude as the voltage V2 is lower, and therefore the resulting current in the section BC is given by I2 minus I1, whereas in this section the current is I1. Even here I2 is flowing and here your I1 is coming out at this juncture. So these are the currents in the secondary winding and this is the current flowing in the primary winding. Now, so the working principle of this auto transformer is when an AC voltage is applied to the primary winding of AB section, then and a flux is set up in the laminated core of this auto transformer, and as a result an induced EMF is seen in this winding, and a part of this induced EMF is taken into your secondary winding. Now if I say the induced EMF is E1 in the primary winding and E2 is in the secondary winding, now if I consider no load current, or if I neglect my no load current and leakage reactance and the corresponding losses, by neglecting them I can have my E1 is equal to V1 and E2 is equal to V2 by neglecting my no load current, leakage reactances and the associated losses. So the working is simple. When an AC voltage is applied, a flux is set up in the core as the alternating current is flowing, and that flux induces an EMF and a part of the EMF is taken into a secondary circuit. So a mutual induction takes place in the primary and the secondary circuit. But the only difference from the conventional transformer is they are not electrically insulated, but they are electrically and magnetically connected to each other, the primary and the secondary winding. So here V1 upon N1 is equal to V2 upon N2. Now let us discuss the copper savings in this auto transformer compared to your conventional or ordinary transformer. So let us discuss the copper savings. Copper savings in your auto transformer. So the weight of the weight of conductor of any winding depends on the length and cross sectional area. Length and cross sectional area. So now the weight of copper is dependent on the length and the cross sectional area, and the length is proportional to the number of turns. Length is proportional to the number of turns, and whereas the cross sectional area of the conductor varies with the rated current. It varies with the rated current. So the weight of copper can be given as a product of this number of turns into the rated current. So if I consider the weight of copper in the section AC, then I am having the weight is equal to N1 minus N2 into I1, and if I consider the weight in the section BC, that is the weight of conductor in section BC, I am having the weight as N2 into I2 minus I1. So the total weight of copper, or the total weight of copper conductors here will be summation of these two weights, the weight of this section plus the weight of this section. So if I sum this will be my weight, and let us denote the weight of copper in my auto transformer is by WA. WA is equal to N1 minus N2 into I1. So N1 minus N2 are the turns here, and I1 is the current flowing, whereas I2 minus I1 is the current in this section, and N2 is the number of turns. So let us multiply this N1 I1 minus N2 I1 plus N2 I2 minus N2 I1. Now If you look here, minus N2 I1 minus N2 I1 and N1 I1 plus N2 I2. But in a transformer, I know that V1 by V2 is equal to I1 by, V1 by V2 is equal to N1 by N2 is equal to I2 by I1. So these are the relation we are having in a transformer. Now if from here I know that I2 N2, that is I2 N2 will be equal to I1 N1. Now similarly, if I equalize by N1 I1 is equal to N2 I2, I can write 2 times of N1 I1 minus 2 times of here N2 I1. So this is the weight we have found in the auto transformer. Now similarly, if we find the weight in the normal or conventional transformer, the weight in the primary is given by N1 I1 and the weight of the copper conductors in the secondary winding is given by N2 I2. So if I denote the weight of copper conductors in my conventional transformer is by WT. So WT will be given by the summation of these two copper weights. Now let us find the ratio of WA upon WT. It is given by 2 times of, or similarly from here also I can write it is equal to 2 times of N1 I1, because N1 I1 is equal to N2 I2 in my transformer. Now if I take 2 from the that is the weight of copper in auto transformer, so 2 times N1 I1 minus N2 I1 upon 2 times of N1 I1. So 2 to 2 will be get cancelled, and from here I can have 1 minus N2 by N1. So this is given by 1 minus N2 by N1. But if I consider the primary side of voltage as high voltage winding and the secondary side as low voltage, because basically it is a step down transformer. Now if you consider your step up transformer, the construction will be, suppose here you are having the windings like this. The windings for your step up transformer will be like this. This voltage will be V2 of turns N2, and a tapping is taken here, and here this represents the voltage V1, and this will be N2 minus N1. So these are the turns for the step up transformer, and this is the voltage at your secondary side, and this is the voltage V1 at the primary side, and N2 is the number of turns of this winding, and N2 minus N1 is the turn these are the turns in this winding, and I1 will be the current. So here will be, you are having I1 minus I2, and this will be I2 current flowing in this section. Now according to IEEE standards, the turns ratio will be given by the number of turns, that is the number of turns in the high voltage winding. If I say N1 is the number of turns in the high voltage winding and N2 is the number of turns in the low voltage winding, the ratio of number of turns of high voltage winding and the low voltage winding is your turns ratio. Let us say K is the turns ratio, whereas the voltage turns ratio will be given by the voltage in the primary winding to the voltage in the secondary winding. So these are the two things you have to keep in mind: what is the turns ratio and what is the voltage turns ratio. Generally, if you are given a transformer of some 220 upon 20 kV, so this is nothing but the turns ratio given to you and not the voltage ratio. So you have to keep in mind. Now from this I can take the 1 minus 1 upon K, because K is equal to N1 upon N2 as we are going for step down transformer, where when N1 is the voltage, N1 is the number of turns in the higher voltage and N2 is the number of turns in the lower voltage. So this will be my 1 minus 1 by K. That means my weight of copper saving in auto transformer will be equal to 1 minus 1 by K into weight of copper in transformer. So this will be transformer TW. Continuous winding. Now let us discuss the advantages of auto transformer. So let us say for the transformer having ratio that is 2, if I consider the transformer ratio 2 and if I substitute K is equal to 2, that means the size of the auto transformer would be approximately 50% of the corresponding size of your 2 winding transformer. Now for say the transformer ratio of 20, if I substitute 20 here, my size of auto transformer will be 95% of corresponding 2 winding transformer. That means as you increase the transformer ratio, you are going to lose the advantage of copper saving in your transformer. That means the saving of cost is not same in proportion with the transformer ratio as you increase it. So the saving of the material will be more when you are having your transformer ratio that is K is less than 2. That means K is equal to 1 or 2. You can maintain to have better copper savings in your auto transformer. Now that means as you are having lower transformer ratio, you are going to reduce the size and reduce the cost of your auto transformer. Now this is the first advantage. Now the second advantage of your auto transformer is it has higher efficiency compared to your conventional 2-winded transformer. It has higher efficiency. Now this higher efficiency is due to the reducing of ohmic losses and core losses in the auto transformer due to reduction of transformer material. Now as the size is reducing, that means the transformer material is also reducing, thereby the losses are also reducing in the copper winding and in the core part also. Therefore you are having higher efficiency compared to a conventional 2-winding transformer. Now the third advantage is you are having a better voltage regulation. Now you are having better voltage regulation, that means there is a less voltage drop in the resistance and reactance part of the auto transformer. So you are having better voltage regulation. So these are the 3 advantages of your auto transformer. And coming to the disadvantages, the disadvantage of the auto transformer is, here if you see the primary winding and the secondary winding are electrically connected, but in a normal 2-winding transformer they are electrically insulated but magnetically connected. Now as they are electrically conductive, so that means the lower voltage circuit is liable to impressed upon by the higher voltage circuit. That means the lower voltage circuit, to avoid the breakdown in the lower voltage circuit, it becomes necessary to design the lower voltage circuit to withstand the higher voltage. So this is one disadvantage because they are electrically conductive. Now the second disadvantage is there is less leakage flux, or the less flux is flowing between the primary winding and secondary winding. That means as there is small leakage flux, that means the impedance is also low as there is very small leakage flux, because the impedance and the flux are connected together. Because as the flux is low, that means the impedance is also low. That means what happens is during fault conditions, a severe short circuit current flows in the auto transformer. It may burn your auto transformer also. So this is the second disadvantage. Now coming to the third disadvantage, here in the auto transformer the primary and the secondary winding necessary needs to be same except when using interconnected starring connection. So this introduces the complications due to changing primary and secondary phase angle, particularly in delta connections. So this is the other disadvantage. Now the fourth disadvantage is, here because of the common neutral present in the star-star transformer or star-star auto transformer, you are not able to or it is not possible to earth the neutral of one side of the star connection only. So both sides, that is the primary side and the secondary side, their neutrality has to be earthed or isolated. So this is a fourth disadvantage of, that is the neutral is a common for the star-star autotransformer. Now coming to the fifth disadvantage of your autotransformer. So what happens is, it becomes difficult for the electromagnetic balance of the winding in the autotransformer when voltage adjustment tappings are provided. So it is must to know that as the tappings are provided on the autotransformer, it considerably increases the frame size of your autotransformer. So if the range of tappings exceed, then the initial advantage of savings of copper is of no use, because this range of tappings necessarily increases the frame size of your autotransformer. So this is the fifth disadvantage. Now coming to the application of your autotransformer. So autotransformer is used for compensating voltages by it boosts the supply voltage in distribution systems. So it is used for compensating voltages by boosting the supply voltage. And the second application for your autotransformer is, it is basically used as a variac in laboratories or where continuous voltage supply has to be provided. Now the third advantage of the third application of your autotransformer is, autotransformer with the sufficient tappings provided in it can be used for starting of induction and synchronous motor, So we have seen the construction features of autotransformer and the working principle of autotransformer, and we have seen the difference between the autotransformer and a conventional two-winding transformer, and we have seen how the construction of your step-up transformer varies from the step-down transformer. We have seen the upon decreasing or increasing the transformation ratio, how the size of your autotransformer changes. So we have seen it in the advantages part, and we have seen the disadvantages of the autotransformer. We also seen the application of your autotransformer. So this is all about your autotransformer. I hope you have enjoyed the lecture. Please subscribe to the channel. Thank you.